Reeves, and tonight we are going to bring you the SOMSFA Super Bowl, the spring variation of the Strat-O-Matic Football League, and we are watching the Chicago Bears, coached by Lawrence Green, facing off against Dennis Crowley and his Seattle Seahawks. Right now, Chicago has the ball. We are just underway here in the first quarter. Again, this is the Chicago Bears against the Seattle Seahawks. Lawrence Green is captaining the Bears, and Dennis Crowley has the Seahawks. This SOMSFA league, this spring league, is a long-standing league, and it is what is known as a draft keeper league. So in other words, there is an annual draft every year. You keep your players. You can make trades. You can move players around for draft picks, things like that. And as you can see, Matt Ryan is quarterbacking Lawrence's club. Matt Ryan had an outstanding card, and I've seen his name in a bunch of leagues, playoffs-wise, and he has excelled. He had an excellent card. He won't have quite as good a card for this upcoming season. We'll have to wait here a few more days when the ratings come out, and then about a month from now, it's mid-July right now, 2018, and we'll see the ratings and the cards come out here momentarily. So that's Matt Ryan under center, and that is Rob Kelly, the Washington Redskins running back, is the feature back. Kenny Stills is one wide out, and that's Jordy Nelson on the other side. I cannot swear to it, but I believe in a SOMSFA, well, I can't even speculate. I'm not really even sure if they play with draft cards and the ratings have to do with the strength of the defensive cards. I'm not really that familiar with this league, so I think it's just best that I call the game as best I can. And I'm not a participant in this league, but I'm happy to bring this Super Bowl to everyone. Dennis Crowley has played in a lot of championships, especially in the last several years. And Lawrence Green always seems to find himself among the elite coaches when it comes to league championships and playing in playoffs, and I guess this year is no exception for SOMSFA. Chicago turned the ball over 3 and out on a 3rd down and 1. Seattle was able to convert with a sack. Chicago punts, and now Seattle will have the ball for the first time in this contest. Ball at their own 20. Dennis Crowley is in more leagues than you can count, and inevitably Russell Wilson is the quarterback for the bulk of those teams. And here comes the first pass, and he goes deep on the first play, and that is a pickup of 40 yards from Russell Wilson to Sammy Coates. So immediately they flip the field, a 40-yard pickup on that play, and Seattle has crossed over into Bears territory. Ball at the Chicago 40. Again, that's Wilson under center. That is Carlos Hyde at running back. He's running a 2 tight end set. Here comes a curl pass. This one to Britt. The pass is incomplete. That's Jimmy Graham and Zach Miller as your 2 tight ends. Kenny Britt and Sammy Coates, who just caught that 40-yard pass on Seattle's first possession. Those are your wideouts. 5s and 6s across the line for Crowley, but he does have a 0 right there at left guard. Here's an inside run. Lawrence guessed right on the play, but the right guard is able to make the block, and that's a pickup of 7 for Carlos Hyde. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 3. We're just underway in the SOMSFA Spring Championship game. Dennis Crowley and his Seattle Seahawks are facing off against Lawrence Green and the Chicago Bears. We're just 3 minutes into this contest. Chicago began with a 3 and out. Seattle on a big 40-yard pass from Russell Wilson to Sammy Coates. They now have the ball at the Bears 33, 3rd down and 3. In a moment, we'll take a look and see how both of these clubs got here. I have the spreadsheet pulled up We'll take a look at it here momentarily. Have a little bit of a pause in the action. Hopefully we're not stuck. It looks like we might be stuck. Yeah, and we've dropped. So we'll get right back into this momentarily. Three minutes in, you hate that. We hope we don't have a lot of restarts. But such is the case with this game. Every once in a while, we run into a situation here where we have to restart. Let's keep our fingers crossed that this will be the one and only. So really quickly, before they send me the game ID, we'll take a look at both of these squads. Maybe we'll have a moment here to do that. Seattle finished the season 14-2. Wow, look at that. Green Bay 16-0. The Chicago Bears finished 13-3. So we're talking about two of the top 5 squads in this league. In the playoffs, let's see if we can get to this. We'll take a look at the playoffs here momentarily. We want to jump right back into this. Okay, so we're waiting on the teams here. Okay, so we're waiting for Lawrence to come back so we can take a look at the playoffs here and see how both of these clubs made it. It appears both teams had a bye in round 1, and in the second round, Seattle was able to overcome Oakland 20-10. Chicago beat San Francisco 31-21. San Francisco is usually run by Ed Barrow, though I'm not exactly sure the combatants in this league. Seattle defeated Washington 25-16 to get into this final, and the Bears outlasted the Lions 24-10. So both of these clubs were pushed, but nothing like a field goal victory. So looks like both of these clubs have earned their way to this championship. And it looks like a good one, as both of these coaches are actually quite skilled, and as we've said, have been in a number of title tilts. Dennis Crowley has won leagues left and right, and he's looking for another crown. Perhaps Lawrence had to restart his computer, so we'll wait here for just a moment. Just sent Dennis Crowley, the coach of Seattle, a note here real quick. I don't know much about the history of this league and was asking him if we are using average defensive cards, and that is the case. So basically the players on the field determine it, but only one way. In other words, both clubs have average defense cards, so that means there's no home field advantage for this title tilt, which that's usually the way it is in Super Bowl contests. And I'm sure in a moment he'll tell me if either of these two clubs have won this SOMSFA title. The SOMSFA League is one of the most established of the Strat-O-Matic online football leagues. I am in a variation of it called Strat-28, which plays annually in the fall. Anyway, let's get back to it. Again, let's set the stage. 11:42 here in the first quarter, obviously just underway. This is the SOMSFA spring title game between the Chicago Bears, coached by Lawrence Green, and the Seattle Seahawks, coached by Dennis Crowley. Dennis Crowley has the ball 3rd down and 3 at the Bears' 33. Chicago started the game with the ball, but let it go on a 3-and-out. And now Seattle has driven into Chicago territory, thanks most in part to a Russell Wilson pass 40 yards from Russell Wilson to Sammy Coates. And there's a pass to Zach Miller that is caught. It's a 12-yard catch and a 1st down. So Seattle has converted the first 3rd down of the contest, and that'll move the chains. Ball at the 21-yard line of the Bears. Just underway in this SOMSFA spring title game. There's another pass to Zach Miller, but he's snared right behind the line of scrimmage, and it's a loss of 1 yard on the play. Russell Wilson so far, 3 of 4 for 51 yards. Of course, 40 of them coming on that big pass to Sammy Coates, the Pittsburgh Steelers wideout, who I believe is playing for the Bears this year. And there is a pass to Zach Miller. I believe that's the 6 linebacker rule. That means there's no man in the zone, so that's another pickup of 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down and 1. Lawrence would love to make that stop here and just hold it to 3. Again, Seattle finished the season with 14 wins and Chicago with 13 wins. That's an end run for Russell Wilson. Actually, it was a pass attempt, and it was a must run. And he'll pick up 5. And once again, Seattle is converted on 3rd down. Now they have the ball at the Bears' 7. And they appear to be close to drawing first blood in this contest. Here's a pass attempt. It falls incomplete from Russell Wilson to Jimmy Graham. Defense had double-teamed Kenny Britt on the play. 2 tight end set again for Seattle. Zach Miller and Jimmy Graham. Across that secondary, you see a 5 and 6 at the corners with 4s at the free safety. So there definitely is some vulnerability there. Here's a pass to Carlos Hyde. There's 3 men in the zone, and that pass is going to be hauled. No, it's dropped. It is dropped. Defender X or short gain. The linebacker, 5-rated linebacker, was able to make the play. And that'll bring up 3rd down. So Von Miller, the all-world linebacker from the Denver Broncos, has made the play. 5-rated in this game. The ratings just came out for the 2018, but I guess it'd be the 2017 season. And if I remember correctly, I don't believe that Vaughn got a 5 in pass defense. There's a lot of controversy this year. There is a slant pass to Jimmy Graham, but he tucks it in. Russell Wilson will run it for 7 yards, and that is a score. That was a pass attempt to Graham, but he felt the pressure, took off, scrambled for 7 yards, and Seattle is on the board. After the successful extra point by Justin Tucker, the Seahawks have the lead, 7-0 over the Bears with 8:24 to go here in the first quarter. That kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback, and now Lawrence Green will come back and see if he can answer. So they're playing I formation here. That's Kyle Juszczyk, fullback. Big-time weapon out of the backfield in the passing game. Here comes a pass to Dennis Pitta, and wow, Dennis Crowley double teams him. But the die roll comes with a 6, and that means without a 6 defender in that zone, that is a 7-yard pickup. That's 0 men in the zone when you dial up that 6 on the white die. Again, one of the rules that Strat-O-Matic has integrated into the game to improve or actually to interject more offense into the game. There's a pass to Pitta. Defense double teams Rob Kelly. And that is a completion of 10 yards. And again, that's a white linebacker 6 rule. And it's a pickup of 10 yards and another first down. So the Bears have the ball at their own 42. We're halfway here in the first quarter of the SOMSFA Spring Football Championship. And there is another sack. That's the second of the game for Seattle. And that is Cameron Wake from the real-life Miami Dolphins, the ageless Cameron Wake. Big sack. That's the second, like we said, sack for Seattle on the Bears' first possession on 3rd down and 3. Matt Ryan was sacked, and that forced a punt. So that's a screen pass attempt to Devontae Freeman, but the pass falls incomplete. And we now have 3rd down and a long way to go, 3rd and 18. But Matt Ryan has an all-world card. But this would be quite the conversion. They go to a 4-wide set, so that puts DeAndre Hopkins onto the field along with Tyler Lockett. 2 men in the zone. He goes deep, and the pass falls incomplete. So the Bears will give this ball back to Seattle following this punt. That's Chris Jones deep. He kicks it 52 yards. Let's see. There will be no return. Wow. And the ball checks up at the 8. So Lawrence has to be pretty happy pinning Seattle deep in their own territory. Ball at their own 8-yard line with 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Dennis Crowley and his Seattle Seahawks up 7-0 over Lawrence, Green, and the Chicago Bears. The winner will take home the SOMSFA Spring Crown. On 1st down, that's a pass attempt to Carlos Hyde. That was a flat pass, but the pass falls incomplete. 12 dice roll on Carlos Hyde. A very pedestrian card for Carlos Hyde. As you can see, not very much there. 6s and 7s, only a couple of those. There's a run for Carlos Hyde. It's guessed wrong by the defense, and he picks up 6. That was Hyde's only his 2nd carry of the game. He does have 13 yards, 3rd down and 4. So this could go either way. Lawrence is pretty stout there on the ends with two 6s, 2 bookend 6s, a 4 at nose tackle. 5.056 across his 4. And there is an inside run for Carlos Hyde. Nice call by Lawrence Green. He did call pass. However, he put a linebacker in that zone, but the center was able to make the block. It was only a white die 4. Dennis has a 6 at center, and Carlos Hyde picks up 10 on the play and moves the chains. 1st and 10, ball at the 24 on a running clock. 4:30 to go here in the first quarter. Seattle up 7-0. Here comes another off-tackle run. This to Carlos Hyde. Big pickup of 5 yards. Good pickup on the play. 2nd down and 5. So Carlos Hyde has 3 carries on this drive. 28 yards for the game on 4 total carries. Another run to Carlos Hyde. He picks up 5, and that'll move the chains once again. 1st down for Seattle. Defense called pass on that play and was double-teaming Kenny Britt. And here comes a pass to Kenny Britt. This time the defense is double-teaming Zach Miller. 12-yard pickup on the play for Kenny Britt and another 1st down. So Chicago's having a hard time stopping Seattle early on. Nice little mix of Carlos Hyde. Zach Miller's had a good first quarter. Here comes a run for Carlos Hyde, but Lawrence guesses right this time, and he stopped for no gain. So 2nd down and 10. A little bit over 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Seattle up 7-0. Ball in their 46. Dennis with a very strong offensive line running-wise. Here's a quick out, this time to Jimmy Graham, and it's a short gain on Russell Wilson's card. So that's a pickup of 13 and another first down. That's 8 first downs so far for Seattle. Chicago has 1. So Seattle's been able to very effectively move the ball, and they're closing in on field goal range here as we have a minute and a half to go here in the first quarter. There's a run for Carlos Hyde. Defense gets his pass, and he's going to pick up some big yardage. 24 on the play, and another first down. 9 of them now for Seattle in this first quarter. 54 seconds on a running clock. Carlos Hyde is at a big first quarter. That's 7 carries for 57, and he's on the loose again. Another 10-yard pickup. White die 4 reading. Even with a linebacker in the zone, doesn't matter when your center is able to make the block, and he picks up another 10 yards on the play. So once again, Dennis is knocking on the door. Ball at the Bears 7. Here comes a slant pass to Jimmy Graham, and that is caught for a touchdown, and Seattle has taken a big lead here in the first quarter, up 13-0 pending this extra point. And that sails through the uprights. And that is the end of the first quarter, in fact, in a period that is dominated by the Seattle Seahawks, leading 14-0. So Lawrence definitely wants to answer on this drive. He has not been able to move the ball at all on offense with only 1 first down in that first half. I believe Seattle had 10 in the first half. So let's see if they can get things going here. This is a 14-2 club. Lawrence is a great coach. Let's see if he can find his way back into this game. Plenty of time. Here comes a sideline pass to Hopkins. There's 7 yards. Really solid flat pass card for Matt Ryan. I expect to see a bunch more of this. Just a dink and dunk his way down the field. So Lawrence has this 4 wide set, which you don't see very much in Strat-O-Matic because of the potential for pressure. And they've already been sacked twice in this game. Here is a square in to Jordy Nelson. But Dennis puts 2 people in the zone, and that pass falls incomplete. So again, 3rd down and 3. Lawrence only has 1 first down so far in his 2 possessions. So let's see what the Bears dial up here on 3rd down and 3. Maybe we see an off-tackle run. Lawrence's offensive line not quite as good. 4, 4, 4, 5, and 5. Maybe we'll see an off-tackle run right. But maybe Dennis plugs that hole with that 5. Let's see what we see here. And there it is, off-tackle 2. But instead he goes right instead of left. And that is a pickup of 7 yards due to the pickup of the blocking back. Wow. Kyle Juszczyk's run block rating is a 6, and he needed every one of those to pick up that first down. Actually, even if he wasn't able to make the block, it appears that with a 5-yard pickup, they would have moved the chains. But Juszczyk's block gets him an extra couple of yards, and so that is a first down. The Bears' 2nd of the game. A short pass attempt from Matt Ryan falls incomplete on first down, bringing up 2nd down and 10. Ball at their 39. Lawrence trails 14-0 early on here to Dennis Crowley in the SOMSFA Spring title game. I sent a note earlier to Dennis Crowley asking if either one of these two have won a title. I imagine we'll hear from him at halftime. It's a curl pass to Stills, and he's double teamed, and that pass is going to be picked off. So Seattle makes the interception, and they will fall on it right there at their own 47. So a nice call by Crowley, successful double team. And the ball is back in the hands of Seattle. That is Aqib Talib. So even though he's guarded by a 6, they still double teamed and they still made the play. So there's a double team right back at you by Lawrence Green. And that pass falls incomplete to said double teamed Jimmy Graham, tight end for the Seahawks. 2nd down and 10. Ball at the Seattle 47. Here's an off-tackle run, and that is a pickup of 10 yards. Actually, I'm sorry, that was a flat pass to Green, and all the rolls are going Dennis's way right now. That's a big 10-yard pickup for Carlos Hyde. That was a short gain on Russell Wilson's card. And there's a run by Carlos Hyde, and Lawrence says, "You'll get nothing and like it." He calls short yardage defense, and he only picks up a yard on the play. So good call by Lawrence. Definitely wants to stop the bleeding here. Would love to get them off the field without giving up some more points. And there's a deep pass to Kenny Britt, but instead he's going to check down to someone. Who was that? Zach Miller? Nope, that was a check down to Carlos Hyde, who is the first half MVP. Absolutely. 2 catches for 20 yards, and he's run for a bushel. And there is another run for Carlos Hyde, and he's going to go all the way for a touchdown. So Carlos Hyde finds the end zone, and it is 21-0 Seattle. We'll have to take a look at Carlos's Hyde's card a moment ago. I think I called it up a little bit early, but wow, what a start for Seattle. So on the strength of that inside run for Carlos Hyde, Seattle has lurched out to a big lead, 21-0. Lawrence has to start looking for some scores and scores quickly here. Matt Ryan, all-world quarterback. I know they're down only 3 scores, but plenty of time in this game. Matt Ryan, fantastic quarterback. They may have to just dink and dunk their way down the field. But it's got to be frustrating early on to be down 3 scores to Dennis Crowley, who's won so many of these championships. But wouldn't it be sweet if Lawrence could figure out a way to get back into this game? He certainly has the weapons. Mike Gillislee, running back, is checked into the game. Defense calls run. Oh, geez, wow. What a terrible break. You'd have a hard time finding blank spaces on Matt Ryan's card, especially when guessed wrong, and Lawrence just dialed up one. So that pass falls incomplete on a play in which Dennis Crowley and his Seattle Seahawks called run on 2nd down and 14. So Crowley definitely dodges a bullet there. We're at 3rd and 14. 4 wide set for Lawrence. That's Tevin Coleman in the backfield next to Matt Ryan. And that is a pass to Tevin Coleman, and he picks up only 3 on the play. Lawrence probably thought that that zone would be vacated via a blitz, so it was a nice idea. But he only picks up 3, so they will punt it back to Seattle. Now they need to start hoping for some turnovers here. Again, it's very early, but down 21-0, and Seattle's going to have the kickoff when the 3rd quarter begins. So 8:24 to go. Lawrence has to hope for some turnover magic here. Let's see if he can get some. We were looking at Carlos Hyde earlier, 10 catches and 100 yards here in the 1st quarter. Some big gains for the Ohio State product. And here comes a deep shot to Sammy Coates. Defense is guarding Jimmy Graham, and that pass is going to be caught. Wow, Sammy Coates hauls it in for 31 yards, his 2nd big catch of the game. That's 2 catches now for 71 yards for Sammy Coates. Russell Wilson, red hot, 10 of 15 for 144 yards. So Seattle is making the calls, and they're getting the rolls. There was one man in the zone, but the defensive back was not able to make the play. And here comes another bomb to Sammy Coates, but this pass is going to fall incomplete. Defender X, or 27. Defender was able to make the play. There's been only one turnover in this game, and that's when Seattle successfully double-teamed and got an interception by Akeem Talib. Here's a post pass for Zach Miller, but that pass is going to fall incomplete. Actually, I'll bet you that was a dump. It was. It was a dump off, and that pass falls incomplete. In fact, there was an interception chance on that play. So 3rd down and 10. Seattle has the ball at their 41. They're up 21-0 in the SOMSFA title game. 2 tight end set. Defense counters with a 3-3-5. Jimmy Graham is being guarded by a 4. Let's see if he looks for him. Here comes an inside run to Carlos Hyde, and he picks up 15 yards on the play. Wow, everything coming up roses for Dennis Crowley and the Seattle Seahawks. That's 11 carries for 151 yards for Carlos Hyde. He can do no wrong here in the first half. Seattle once again is in Bears territory, ball at the 44. 6.5 minutes on a running clock. Here comes another inside run to Carlos Hyde. He picks up 6. So the Buckeye has 121 yards on 12 carries with a touchdown. He also has 2 catches for 20 yards. An inside run for Carlos Hyde. Defense dials up short yardage, and he stopped for no gain. So 3rd down and 4. Ball at the 38. Good call by Lawrence. Trying to stop the bleeding here. 5.5 to go in the second quarter. Bears trail 21-0. Seattle again on the march. Ball at the 38. If I know Dennis, this is probably 4 down territory. Here comes a short pass to Carlos Hyde. Guessed wrong by the defense. And that is a pickup of 10 yards for Carlos Hyde, the all-star of this first quarter. That's his 3rd catch for 30 yards. He also has 120 yards on the ground. 151 yards total offense in the first half for Carlos Hyde. So Lawrence Green has to be a little shell-shocked to see Seattle come out with such good offense. Admittedly, some good rolls, but some good calls as well. There's a pass that falls incomplete. Defense gets run on that play, but it's incomplete on Russell Wilson's card. So it's now 2nd down and 10. Seahawks up 21-0 in the SOMSFA spring title game. And there is a deep shot, but that pass is knocked away at the last second. So now 3rd down and 10. Crowley has texted me a moment ago. I asked him how many times he's been in this title game. He says, this is my 4th in 6 years of this league. So this is 4 shots in this Super Bowl. His 4th appearance. He's 2-1. Not exactly sure about Lawrence. Hopefully we'll get that here momentarily. 3rd down and 10. 2 tight end set, which is pretty much what Dennis has been for the entire first half. Defense in that 3-4. A draw to Carlos Hyde. And he has been absolutely nonstop. My goodness gracious, another first down conversion on a 3rd and long with no linebackers in the zone. There's that center again. That's the 3rd time that has popped up here in the first half. Pickup of 10 yards and move the sticks again. Ball at the 18. 3:36 to go here in the first half. All Seattle, 21-0. Here's an inside run again for Carlos Hyde, but this time he stopped for no gain. required the offensive left guard's reading, and he is a 0. So the play is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Neither team calls timeout. 3 minutes to go, running clock, second half. Seattle up 21-0. Ball at the Bears 18. Another inside run for Carlos Hyde. This time the defense calls short yardage. And on this play, he only picks up 2. That's 133 yards rushing for Carlos Hyde on 16 carries. He also has 3 receptions for 30 yards. Defense does not call timeout here, so it's 2:24 to go. 3rd down and 8. Seattle has been masterful converting 3rd downs throughout the first half of this contest. And here's the pass to Julian Edelman, 4 men in the zone. And that pass is caught for 19 yards and a score. So Julian Edelman with the reception and the touchdown. I didn't notice that Lawrence had guessed run. Apparently he guessed run, and that was guessed wrong. And Julian Edelman hauls it in for a touchdown of 18 yards. And Seattle is now up 28-0. So the Bears have 2 minutes to try to put some points on the board because they're going to give away the first possession of the 3rd quarter. They started the game with the ball. And since then, it would be an understatement to say it's been all Seattle. 19 first downs in this first half compared to 2 for the Bears. They really need some breaks to come their way. Here's a quick out to Pitta, and that is caught. And it's pickup of 3. And the ball is fumbled. And who's going to get it? Oh my gosh, it's Seattle. Wow. So the Seahawks recover the fumble at the Bears 28. Wow, just when it rains, it pours. I feel very sorry for Lawrence right now. I really do. You hate to see a circumstance like this, especially in a Super Bowl. That's their 2nd turnover. Here's a run for Carlos Hyde. Has been doing everything this first half. Let's see if he can continue this momentum. Play is guessed wrong again. That was a left guard reading, and with a 0, he's never going to be able to make that block, so no gain for Carlos Hyde. 2nd down and 10 with the ball at the Bears 28. 1:30 running clock. Here's a pitch out to Carlos Hyde. This time he gets out. No, he doesn't get out of bounds, actually, and he lost a couple of yards on the play. So will Seattle call timeout here? They will not. Instead, they just decide to run a play. So we're back to the 2 tight end set again. This time Russell Wilson is in the shotgun. So 3rd down and 12, and they have been absolutely unstoppable on 3rd down. Here's a slant pass to Jimmy Graham, but that pass falls incomplete. Lawrence successfully double teams Jimmy Graham. So this is no gimme here. This is a 47-yard field goal attempt for Tucker, and he puts it through the pipes. So Seattle builds onto their commanding lead. They're up 31-0 with 45 seconds to go here in the first half of this SOMSFA Spring Super Bowl. Crowley is looking for his 3rd Super Bowl title, and he looks like he's well on his way to making that happen. So 45 seconds to go, 4 wide set for Lawrence Green. Looking for something, anything, some sort of break to come his way. He does have all 3 timeouts, so let's see if he can put some points on the board here before the half. Here's a bomb to Tyler Lockett, but instead Ryan is pressured. He tucks it away, and he picks up 8 on the play. So Lawrence probably will call timeout, and he does. Trailing 31-0. Basically, it's 4 scores, so anything's possible. You play till the whistle. And Lawrence isn't going to give up on this game. But it's certainly an uphill climb. That would be an understatement. 4 wide set, again, shotgun formation. This is A deep shot for Tevin Coleman, and this pass falls incomplete. There was one man in the zone. It's now 3rd down and 2 with 30 seconds to go here in the second half. All Seahawks, 31-0 in the SOMSFA Spring title game. Again, 3 wide set, 3-3-5 countered by Seattle. That's Tevin Coleman in the backfield. Matt Ryan, 6 of 13 for only 26 yards in this first half. He does find Jordy Nelson for a pickup of 3, and that's a first down for the Bears. They will call timeout here. And that'll leave him with 22 seconds. So, ball at the Bears 35. Only one timeout remaining. They stay in the 4 wide set. Seattle counters 3-3-5. The storyline of the first half, definitely Carlos Hyde. Big game for Carlos Hyde. More than 130 yards on the ground, 30 yards receiving. That's a 7-yard pass to Tevin Coleman. And Lawrence will call timeout one more time. So they have their ball at the 43, but they have no timeouts remaining. Probably time for 2 more plays. Four wide set again. And there comes a deep pass to Tyler Lockett. Defense double teams Torrey Smith. That pass falls incomplete. So 8 seconds to play here in this first half. So Carlos Hyde's out of this world performance. Certainly that is storyline number 1. The first down disparity. Wow. 19-3. %, conversions on 3rd down. There's your other story. There's a bomb to Jordy Nelson, and that pass falls incomplete, so that'll leave 1 second to go here in the first half. Matt Ryan, only 8 of 17 for 36 yards. I believe this card said, I think he was league MVP, as a matter of fact, so this is nothing like the Matty Ice that we know and love. He's just found the wrong game to get ice cold. And there's another pass to Jordy Nelson. That pass will fall incomplete. So that is the end of a first quarter that I'm sure a lot of us would want to forget. Dennis Crowley, dominant. Seattle Seahawks up 31-0 here in the first half. They're just immediately going to go through the second half. You've got a whole half to play, and if one team can score 31 points, why not the Bears? But they're going to need some breaks. They're going to need some 3-and-outs. Lawrence is a great coach, and if there's a way, he's going to find it. There's a pass to Carlos Hyde, and that's a pickup of 11 yards and another first down. That's 20 first downs for Seattle in this contest. 2-3 for the Bears. There's a screen pass to Carlos Hyde, and that pass falls incomplete. Defense guessed pass on that play. They guessed short yardage on that first play, and Carlos Hyde got loose. He has 4 catches for 41 yards in this game. There's a run for Carlos Hyde. Defense guesses running, only picks up 2 on the play. Good call, Lawrence. 3rd down and 8. Ball at the Seahawks 36-yard line. They're up 31-0 here in the second half of the SOMSFA Spring football title game. Dennis Crowley is looking for his 3rd championship in 4 attempts. Well, Lawrence, that's how you do it. 3-and-out for Seattle. So he gets the Seahawks off the field. And Tucker puts that one through the pipes. I believe I missed the kickoff return. As a matter of fact, I think that was an animation glitch. So Seattle must have had a big return that I didn't see. So Seattle tacks on 3 more points. There's a nice return of 46 yards on the play. Let's see if we can find out who had that big kick return for Seattle. I guess we missed it. I wasn't paying attention to the it doesn't even show up. How about that? Well, sorry. Well, Dennis Crowley just sent me a note here just a moment ago. We'll get back to it here in just a moment. So the Bears have their first possession. I'm sorry, I've missed how in the world Seattle got down the field so daggone quick. I don't see the kick return on here, but anyway, I guess it doesn't matter. We'll look at the box score later on. Here's an off-tackle run to Rob Kelly. There's him a big gain, 17 yards. I have Rob in a couple of leagues. Of course, next year he's going to have a lousy card, but his rookie season was nice. See a couple short gains there. Some big hitters, if guessed wrong. 66 there if you dialed snake eyes. And box cards get you 22. There's a pass to Jordy Nelson. Defense correctly double teams Jordy Nelson. That pass falls incomplete. Bears are on the march here. They're at the Seattle 25. Trailing by 5 touchdowns, 34-0. Here's an off-tackle run for Rob Kelly. And that is a pickup of 6. That'll bring up 3rd down and 4. This game can get kind of wacky, so you never know. Seattle could have some fluky turnovers here in the second half. Lawrence is not going to give up. Got to try to find a way to put this first one in the end zone. Start chopping away at this 34-0 lead. There's a run for Rob Kelly. Guessed right. He is able to get 3 yards on the play. So here is the first 4th down conversion attempt for either one of the two clubs. With the ball at the Seattle 16. Green is thinking about his formation. He makes his decision. That is a full house backfield. That's Mike Gillislee in the backfield with Rob Kelly and Kyle Juszczyk. Vernon Green at tight end. He's a 6. So by all accounts, this has got to be a run. Try to figure out a way to get this 1 yard. It's a run for Kyle Juszczyk. Seattle calls, oh no, it's a pass. Excuse me. Wow, what a gutsy call. They move 2 men into the zone. The free safety floats into that free safety zone, but they're able to pick up the 2 yards and a first down. And there's a pass to Jordy Nelson. That's a nice pickup all the way to the 2 yard line. So 12-yard gain on the play. So 1st and goal for Lawrence as he looks to try to punch in this first touchdown. Trailing 34-0. Defense calls pass on the play. Oh, wow. What a bad break. Nose tackle -1 or 2, but there was 2 linebackers. There were 2 linebackers in that off-tackle zone, and the nose tackle was able to make the play. So a loss of 1, 2nd and 3, running clock. And there's your run into the end zone. Touchdown for Mike Gillislee. Picks up 3 on the play. And the Bears are on the board, 34-6. They are going to go for 2 on the play. So this is an I formation setup. That's Mike Gillislee deep in the backfield. Again, that's Kyle Juszczyk. And here is an off-tackle run to Gillislee. It's guessed right, and he is stopped in the backfield for no gain. So they are not able to convert, and immediately they will try an onside kick, and Seattle recovers. So they will take over at the Chicago 48. Crowley and the Seattle Seahawks cruising right now, 34-6 in this SOMSFA championship tilt. And if he's able to hold on, this will be his 4th win in 6 years. There is a quick pass. No, excuse me. It was an attempted pass to Graham, but he's pressured. He hauls it, takes it down, and gets the maximum amount of yards that Russell Wilson can get. That's an 18-yard pickup on the play. Carlos Hyde on that play picks up 4 yards. That's 136 yards now for the Ohio State product. 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. All Seattle. There's another run for Carlos Hyde, but this time he is stopped after a 2-yard pickup. So it's now 3rd and 4. Carlos Hyde is fatigued. Here comes another run for Carlos Hyde. And it's a 4-yard pickup on his card, but instead it's only 3 with the linebacker containment. They will go ahead and attempt this field goal. This will be a 38-yard for Justin Tucker. And he puts it through. So Seattle tacks on another 3. They're up 37-6 with 3.5 to go here in the third quarter. And Chicago will take over on their own 25. And there is a deep shot to Tevin Coleman. That pass falls incomplete. I got another text here. It says, league champs. Ed won the first year, followed by Dennis Crowley, a season in which he went 18-1. Looks like he won again in year 3. Tom Cook in year 4, in which he beat Dennis 32-30. See, I was 1 game away from 19-0. I see. Then Kurt Retzlaff won last year. Well, good for him. So this is looks like 6 seasons this SOMSFA Spring League has been around. So that's Ed, Dennis, Tom, Kurt. And it looks like if Dennis is able to hold on, this will be his another crown. 4th and 6 years. So congratulations. I don't think it's too premature to say congratulations to Dennis Crowley. It's pretty obvious they're going to pull this one out. It's a matter of what margin. So that's a 3rd down. Nice run by Matty Ice. So Chicago is closing in on their 2nd score. Trailing 37-6. Here's a pass to Jordy Nelson. Guessed right, that pass falls incomplete. Matt Ryan with a very dangerous guessed right card. Look at that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10. Only a blank 8, and Lawrence just hit it. Here's a pass to Tevin Coleman. That pass is caught, and the ball is now at the 1-yard line. So Lawrence is about to punch this one in as we have ended the third quarter. Again, all Seattle. 37-6, but the Bears are knocking at the door. There's a pass to Jordy Nelson, and it falls incomplete. Full house backfield for Lawrence Green. Mike Gillislee has the Bears' lone touchdown. Let's see if he gets it again. Here's that run to Gillislee. Defense has keyed Rob Kelly. Gillislee tiptoes his way into the end zone for a score, his 2nd of the game, and now the Bears will again go for 2. If they get it, they will cut this lead to 3 scores. And that's it. Gillislee puts it through. Chicago will try another onside kick, and they do not get it. So Seattle will take over at the Chicago 44. That's, of course, the risk that you got to run. You're down 3 scores. You need to have some breaks, some magic, if you will. If you don't get it, Seattle already has the ball in Bears territory. So let's see if Lawrence can get him a turnover here. Here is a screen pass to Zerner, and Zerner fumbles the ball. So let's see if Lawrence catches this break. No, he does not. Seattle holds on to the ball. Wow. Play was guessed wrong on that screen pass to Zerner. He picks up 15, and he immediately coughs up the ball, but Seattle is able to come away with it. It's all Seattle. Dennis has called a great game, caught some breaks along the way, and that's a pickup of 5 for Zerner. We probably will not see Carlos Hyde for the rest of the game. He already is fatigued, but what a performance for Carlos Hyde. We'll get to his stats here in just a moment. Here's a screen pass again to Zerner. That pass falls incomplete, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 5. Ball at the Bears 24. 12 minutes, 36 seconds before Dennis Crowley can hoist his 4th SOMSFA Spring Football Championship. We are well beyond the midnight hour here on the East Coast. It's 1:43 Monday morning. But we are glad to be bringing this championship game to you. This is Dennis Crowley and the Seattle Seahawks against Chicago Bears, Lawrence Green. All Seattle. Justin Tucker puts another one through the pipes, and that will make it 40-14. That's Justin Tucker's 4th field goal of the game. He's perfect, 4 out of 4. So with that field goal, Chicago is now more than 3 scores down. Miracles can happen. They're trailing 26 with 12 minutes to go. A lot of work, a lot of breaks. Would have been nice had they gotten that fumble recovery. But they need to get down the field in a hurry and hopefully get one of those onside kicks or maybe get a turnover. Let's see what happens. There's a crossing pattern to Jordy Nelson. And on Nelson's card, the pass falls incomplete. Just missed that long gain by 1. It's an 11 on Jordy Nelson's card. 3rd down and 1 with 11 minutes to play. Here in the final stanza. And there is a deep shot, and that's good. A 35-yard pickup. And a 1st down. That's to running back Tevin Coleman now. That's 5 catches for 67 yards. Ryan is now 17 of 33 for 159. There's a pass that's completed to Kenny Stills. And the hits just keep on coming for Matty Ice. That's 172 yards now. That was Kenny Stills' first catch of the game. There's a pass to Tevin Coleman that falls incomplete. Interception chance on Matty Ice's card, but not much of one. Just 2 through 3 and 12. Actually, 2 through 3, not even a 12. Matt Ryan's so good in so many leagues, and it's just a shame that he dialed up a bit of a dud here in this contest. Certainly unexpected. He's been a dominant quarterback for so many teams in several leagues. A 4-yard pickup on the play. That is 3rd down and 6. That's Gillislee's 4th carry for 7 yards, but he does have 2 touchdowns, all you fantasy owners. He's robbed scores away from Rob Kelly. If you care to do fantasy in this, and if you do, you probably need to seek some help. There's a pass to Dennis Pitta that is caught. It's a pickup of 5, and it's now 4th and 1, and obviously Lawrence is going to go for it here. Full house backfield for Lawrence. 8 minutes on a running clock here in the 4th quarter. Seattle up 40-14. There's an off-tackle run to Gillislee, and he is stopped in the backfield. 2 linebackers in the zone, and that'll turn the ball back over to Seattle. So the Seahawks are just going to try to run this thing out and take this thing home. So Dennis Crowley can lift up a trophy, and this announcer can hit the hay. Here's an off-tackle run for Zach Zerner. He picks up 2 on the play, 2nd down and 8. 2 carries for 7 yards for Zach Zerner. We are midway here in the 4th quarter. Dennis Crowley just over 7 minutes away from his 4th SOMSFA Spring title. There is a pass to Darren Fells. Haven't called that name all game. That's a pickup of 1 yard for the veteran tight end. 3-yard pickup for Zerner. The clock still runs. Seattle will punt this one away. That's a fair catch. I wonder. That was Allen's first punt of the game. It's funny, Seattle was leading the first down race 22 or 20-3 at one point. Actually, San Francisco has caught up. It's 22-15. But Chicago's been passing like mad here in this second half, trying to do anything they can to put some points on the board. And there's a must run, but he is sacked. It's actually no gain, but it is a sack in the NFL. So it's now 2nd down and 10. Ball at the Bears 47. And that pass is intercepted. It was a deep shot for Tevin Coleman. And that is picked up by Ahmad Brooks, who brings it back to the 36. So a little bit under 5 minutes remaining. We should just see 3 off-tackle runs here for Zach Zerner, I would believe. And just try to get this game over with. Here's your run for Zach Zerner. Defense calls pass on the play, and Zerner picks up 16 up the middle. So the ball is on the 48 of Chicago. I would imagine that Lawrence is at this point just clicking away and just trying to get this game over with. So Lawrence Green, congratulations, 14-2, an outstanding season. Sorry this game was such a dud here down the stretch. You're a great coach, and you're in the playoffs in so many of these leagues, and you just hate to see something like this happen. But he's a good coach and a nice guy, too, on top of that. So best wishes for you moving forward in the upcoming SOMSFA leagues this year. There's a run for Zerner, and it's fumbled. The second time he's fumbled in this game, and this time the Bears do come up with it. So a little bit over 3 minutes to go. But as they say, it is all academic. It is all Seahawks. And Dennis Crowley with his 4th championship, he'll look for a 1 for the thumb next year in this league that he clearly has dominated. Yeah, Dennis just sent me a note here just a moment ago. This will be Dennis's 3rd championship, not 4th. I did read this note. We'll go through it one more time and name all of these champions. There's a pass to Jordy Nelson that falls incomplete, so it's 3rd down and 1 as we're running out the string in this contest. So let's go back through these champions one more time. This is a 6-year spring league, and we have, like water from a washcloth, we have drained every drop out of the 2016 cards, but that's why we have spring leagues. And this is one of the final leagues. I know another one is taking place is the SSFA, and we have 4 coaches in that final, and wouldn't you know it, Dennis Crowley is one of them. Jay Villing is another. And the 3rd coach that is in it, I believe, is Ed Barrow, who runs that league. And then there's a 4th, and that's Tony. That's actually Tony, get his name right here. Tony Pierscala. So congratulations to Tony, because he told me, he said, which one of these don't belong, but hey, you've made it to the Final 4. So Tony, best of luck to you in those finals. Again, facing off with Jacksonville Jay and Dennis Crowley and Ed Barrow. So good luck to you. So let's go over these champions one more time. This is the 6th year for SOMSFA. Ed Barrow won it in year 1. Dennis Crowley, 18-1 in year 2, took it. Went back-to-back, in fact, followed by Tom Cook. who was able to edge Dennis in another Super Bowl, 32-30. One game away from going undefeated, 19-0. Kurt Retzlaff took the title last year, so now we've got Dennis Crowley. So in 6 seasons, Dennis has won this championship 3 times. Ed Barrow won, Kurt Retzlaff won, and Tom Cook won. So congratulations again to Dennis Crowley. We are well past the midnight hour here in the East. I don't know if he's going to come back on and talk to us or not. There's a 25-yard completion to Tyler Lockett. That's his first catch of the game. Matty Ice is up to 222 yards, but again, super disappointing. 2 interceptions, 22 of 43 for the contest. Ball is at the 8. At this point, even Vegas went to bed because I'm pretty sure the over-under wouldn't have been over 50. So a touchdown here isn't going to make anybody richer or poorer. And there's a pass to DeAndre Hopkins, and it's caught for a touchdown. So Matt Ryan has his first touchdown of the contest. He'll go ahead and just put this one through the pipes. And that'll give him 21. So Dennis isn't able to double up on him. 40-21. They're going to try another onside kick, the 3rd attempt. Oh, and this time they do come up with it. So there's a little bit more time to get Matty Ice some more numbers. So 3 wide set. I'm sure they're just clicking away at this point. And there's a deep shot to Tevin Coleman, and it's good for 27 yards. So a nice pickup for Tevin Coleman. That's 6 receptions for 94 yards for the real-life Atlanta Falcons running back. 52 seconds to go. Ball at the Seahawks 26. Bears trailing 40-21. Lawrence Green didn't give up for a second in this contest. He's put up 15 here in the second quarter and looking for more. There's a pass to Nelson that falls incomplete. Ryan is 24 of 46 for 257 yards. A touchdown and 2 interceptions. And there's a pass, and it's caught. Hey, looking for Tyler Lockett. That is 6. Another 6 for the Bears. So it's now 40-27. Obviously, you can't turn back time. So there's really no way we're going to see something really, really crazy. But again, it's looking good on the scoreboard. Green should go for 2 here and make it 40-29. So it'd be a 2-score game. And he opts to kick. Okay. And that one goes through. He's now 2 touchdowns short. Here comes another onside kick. But, oh, and it gets another one. Would you look at this? Well, how about that? So they recover yet another onside kick. That's their second successfully recovered onside kick. Wow, if these had only taken place just a little bit earlier. But I guess an onside kick is an onside kick. There's 22 seconds to go. Trailing 40-28. And there's a deep shot, and this one is going to be picked off at Matt Ryan's 3rd interception of the game, and this will most certainly do it. Glover Quinn. Sorry, I have no idea who Glover Quinn is. Wilson's going to take a knee. Lawrence is not going to call timeout here, I don't believe. And that's it. The game is over. So congratulations again to Dennis Crowley. We'll take a look at the box before we shut her down. Look at all that scoring. Let's take this so far today window off of here. We'll take a look at the box score. And we are going to hit the sack. So again, congratulations to Dennis Crowley. Let's look at these notes one more time. Take a look at the standings. Both clubs had to win 2 games to make it to these finals. Seattle finished the season 14-2, and Chicago finished 13-3. So that will put Dennis at 17-2. Lawrence Green and his Chicago Bears will finish 15 and 4. So the stats in this one, real quick. The early story of this contest was Seattle's dominance in the first half. As you can see, they entered the locker room up 31-0 over the Bears. The first 22 first downs in this contest, 20 of them were for Seattle. Chicago only was able to muster 2 first downs in the first half. Russell Wilson, 15 of 28 for 197 yards, 2 touchdowns. Matty Ice, 25 of 48 with 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, but he was throwing pretty much the entire second half, and that last interception was just a deep shot into double two men in the zone. Rob Kelly, 7 carries for 49 yards with his teammate Mike Gillislee, 5 carries for 6 yards, but he did wind up with 2 touchdowns. Carlos Hyde, the story of the game, 23 carries, 141 yards with a touchdown. Also, he had 4 catches. He actually led the team in receptions, 4 catches for 41 yards. Sammy Coates, 2 big gainers, 2 catches for 71 yards. Jimmy Graham, tight end, with a touchdown reception for himself. The name of this game and the MVP, most certainly, Carlos Hyde. He was so big in the first half, and Seattle was able to convert the craziest first downs, especially when Carlos Hyde found his way up the middle, and there were several that required a center rating, and his center is a 6, and so he was able to successfully make the block, and so he picked up 10 yards a pop. He was able to break a big one for 32 yards for a score. He was completely dominant in the first half, which, of course, led to the 31-0 advantage. And Seattle was able to hold on. Never in doubt. The score looks a lot closer than the game truly was. Seattle was able to put this one away early, added a few field goals down the stretch, and wins it going away 40-28. So congratulations again to Dennis Crowley, his 3rd title in 6 SOMSFA Spring Championships. And again, congratulations also to Lawrence Green, who's in a number of leagues, and we wish you the best moving forward in the fall leagues. We're just a couple of weeks away from the ratings guide, and we're going to see those cards here real soon as we put the 2016 season to bed, even though we're playing it in 2018. But we will have some new cards and some new drafts and some exciting games to come. So congratulations again to Dennis Crowley, and we wish both of these coaches the very best. I'll send a note here to Dennis. Make sure that I imagine he's probably going to hit the hay here pretty soon too. I believe Dennis is in California right now, but he's a huge Seattle Seahawks mark. And he's a big fan of Russell Wilson, and he has Russell Wilson in a number of leagues. And once again, Russell the Muscle is able to lead him to the promised land. Another championship on the mantle of Dennis Crowley, establishing himself as one of the elite coaches in this sport and very much an ambassador for this game. So it's nice when you have somebody who believes so much in this product and is able to win titles. So congratulations to Dennis. We'll wait one more minute to see if there's anything he wants to say. And if not, we're going to wrap this up. Well, it looks like Dennis is going to join us here in just a moment. So we'll have a couple minutes to talk to him before we put this one away. Well, Dennis said he's going to join us, so I just sent him the URL for this Google Hangouts. See if he has anything he wants to add before we say goodbye. Okay, Dennis is going to Dennis is going to have some mercy. He's going to let this thing stop. So that's great. Again, Dennis Crowley, congratulations to you. Lawrence Green, congratulations to you as well. And we're going to wrap this up. We're going to wrap this thing up. So again, thank you for listening. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you again for Tom Cook, who introduced me to this game. And this is how I found out about it, was through these broadcasts. Tom, always very thankful for everything that you do for me and for this game. Congratulations again to Dennis Crowley, one of the best ambassadors you would find for this game. He and Ed Barrow and Tom and people like Jay Villing, we keep it going, and let's get the new generation in here. So again, your final score is Seattle 40, Chicago 28. In this SOMSFA Spring Championship, Dennis Crowley hoists the SOMSFA Spring title for the third time in 6 years. Congratulations, Dennis. Thank you so much. God bless everyone. This is Michael Reeves signing off. Good night.